Ladies and gentlemen, okay, hello, welcome back to NASCAR GT here with the next gen competition, obviously. Yeah, we're here today at Watkins Glen, the full course for the FunnyF1 Racing 125. My name is Rick de Vree, I'm your commentator for tonight, and I'm not alone because I'm here with Jackson Jr. Hello Jackson, how are you doing?
Hello Ricky,
oh, you're silent. Hold on. No, I'll turn you up, hold up. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, okay. Hi Jackson.
Hello, very interesting intro there, unique,
yes.
I think it's fair to say. But yeah, I'm looking forward to today's race. Watkins Glen Short brought up a brilliant race last time. I know we're on the long circuit this time, but if we can get anything like that, then that would be brilliant. So, high hopes for today, I think it's fair to say.
Definitely, definitely. It's obviously one of the best races of the season, as it's sponsored by my own.
Of course.
No problem. I'll send you the payment later. By the way, no, just kidding. So yeah, we're here at the beautiful, brilliant Watkins Glen Racing Course here in New York, in the US of A. I'm gonna turn my own headset down because it's loud as hell. But we're here for round race 2 of the round of 6. Just 2 races remaining after this one, and we'll have a look who is advancing to the final 4 if anyone wins from the playoffs, obviously. So far we have Seb Mills on top with 1:44.794, then Aston Lewis at 1.3 seconds back, as Ridwan Hamza actually goes quickest with 1:44.1, as he's extending the time limits, which is actually allowed today. Yes, believe it or not. So then we have John Mills, Scott Sandever, Niall Karen and Adam Richardson. So yeah, it should be a very interesting race here today, don't you think?
I definitely do think this track... quite a few technical... deserving winner today, but equally it might be... luckily he is still planning on racing, so hopefully that holds out and he will race. Ridwan, he has been a bit quiet this season. I think we all expected him to make the playoffs and probably get a couple of wins on the season. Attendance and internet issues have really plagued him this season, but he's back here tonight ready to go racing, and well, he's we know what Ridwan can do, so there's a good chance he could be a contender for victory today, if not the favourite to win here. But don't rule out others, like, of course, got Adam Richardson, Scott Sandover, 2 drivers that are going to be trying to aim to get into that final 4, and equally got some people that just want to surprise, like Niall Karen and Jonathan Mills. They're here just to have fun basically and to help their teammates maybe, but they're here just to try and win, and sometimes that sort of lack of pressure and that lack of sort of risk that you have in that position means that you actually go quicker, so I'm excited to see how they do today.
Definitely, definitely. Speaking of the playoffs, let's get the standings. Next year competition. Championship. Oh, you haven't updated the championship standings yet. Oh, you did? Never mind. Yeah, it's Tyler Davison who's already locked into the final 4 as we start qualifying. Yes, we have qualifying here today. Tyler Davison with 1 victory now. Seb Mills is... no, that's not Seb Mills, it's John Mills out first. Can we change? No, we have... oh, we can. Never mind, I just didn't. Oopsie. Let me do this. There we go. John Mills will be the first, I believe. Tyler Davison is already locked in with a win last week, obviously at the Protein Raceway, otherwise known as the BB Raceway. Then Aston Lewis, who's 39 points clear of the cutoff line. Adam Richardson, who's 12 points clear. Matt Pulio, who is 4 points clear. Then we have Seb Mills, who is 4 points shy. And oh, we got Jonathan Mills spinning around, probably some contact. I think with Scott Sandavis, he is also slow. Seb Mills 4 points below the cutoff line, and Scott Sandavis 13 points. So Scott really has to put on a show today, as Matt is not here today, so he will lose probably a lot of points. But however, we'll have to see how that one plays out. Only 7 people today, so yeah, a lot of points to be given. And Jono is having an awful odd lap. That's one thing, that's for sure.
Bit of info on Matt Pulio. Of course, he's currently sitting 4 points above the cut line. We are hoping that he'll be here for Stage 2 or Stage 3, so hopefully he won't lose too many points in that battle for the Final Four. But equally, his attendance for next week is very much in doubt at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see if that becomes possible. If he is able to race next week, then I see no reason why he isn't a Final Four contender. But this week's going to be a bit tougher for him. And he will have to join for Stage 2 or Stage 3 and race his way up the order. He did very well here on the short layout, so I don't see any reason why he would perhaps struggle too much here, but at the same time, you know, he's going to have much less experience around racing this track, which could be a disadvantage, so he's going to have a trickier day here today, but hopefully he can still get some valuable points in his fight for the Final Four.
Yeah, obviously not ideal to miss the first stage, even though there's only 5 points, and obviously if you miss stage 3 it's a lot worse. Meanwhile, on track, Aston Lewis leads them over the line. He will be the first to set a lap unless something goes wrong or Ridwan Hamza catches him, which I don't see happening. Even though in practice he wasn't really showing pace, he was 1.4 seconds off Seb Mills. Behind him it's Ridwan Hamza and Seb Mills very close together. Seb Mills looking for that slipstream. What slipstream setting is it on today? Is it still on real or?
It is on strong today, as Ridwan Hamza actually got into the wall a bit there, which means Seb Mills is going to have a great slipstream unless Ridwan gets out of the way, because as things stand, Seb is in a really nice position tucked up behind that sort of nice metallic red of the FR Racing car just ahead of him. So yeah, I think Seb Mills has been decent on this lap. Ridwan Hamza, despite having a couple of mistakes, isn't having a bad lap here, but he is towing along Seb Mills, who in turn looks like he might be towing along Adam Richardson here, so I'd keep more of an eye on the drivers behind Ridwan and Aston for the best lap times here, as Aston doesn't look like he's perhaps the quickest guy out there at the moment. I'd say Seb Mills or Adam Richardson are the two drivers on this lap just visually look like they've been the quickest because of where they are positioned on track and sort of limiting mistakes, but I could be about to be proven completely wrong. So we'll have to wait and see as Aston makes his way around the final corner and towards the start-finish line.
Yeah, they only have 2 laps here today, as I think it's 5 minutes. Aston Lewis will be the first to cross the line. It will be a 1:44.7, and Ridwan Hamza will go quicker than Seb Mills actually. That kind of surprises me. 42 thousandths of a second isn't a lot. Adam Richardson hadn't had a good lap. It's 1.1 seconds off. Scott Sandover 1.1 of Adam Richardson. Then now Karen and Jono Mills now will go 5th, and Jono will take that P5 from him. So slipstream not really doing a lot. Obviously in the corners it's not ideal to have slipstream, and that's now Karen in the wall, and there's contact between Jono Mills and now Karen, so that's probably their race qualifying laps ruined. As we go back towards the top, it's Ridwan Hamza catching up to Aston Lewis, as Aston Lewis there taps the wall a bit and then spins out. So that's Aston Lewis done for qualifying, and Ridwan
Hamza's done as well. Oh, that's a shame there for him. He was looking really quick out there. And now the pressure on Seb, but Seb makes a mistake. So that's the top 2 that look like the 2 guys battling for pole in this session, both mistakes here. Which means in theory, this pole is going to go to Ridwan Hamza, but let's keep it out behind.
Oh, Adam Richardson has also crashed out.
Okay, so it won't be him on pole either.
So
has anyone had a clean lap yet?
Down to Scott Sandover. If he can steal pole away from Ridwan Hamza, he's 9 tenths up, and that will
he needs to find another a second and a half.
Yeah, that will put him in P5. Don't think he will snatch pole, but hey, who knows?
Let's have a look then. Where is everyone on track? So the first driver to cross the line is going to be Seb Mills. Let's see how he can do here. It's extremely unlikely he'll improve given the mistakes we've seen him and Ridwan make, but we'll watch it just in case. We know one thing, Seb has definitely done a better lap this time around than Ridwan Hamza because he started behind him and will finish lap ahead of him, but he slaps the wall out of the final corner, and he'll have to lift off there to not gain an advantage. And at the end of that lap, neither improve. As now we look further down the order, we'll see, I believe, Scott Sandover the next one to cross the line. He will be. He comes out of the final corner, and where will this lap time put him? Jumps up to 4th place, a good lap there. He's recovered to sort of in that best of the rest fight. Next up will be Aston out of the final corner. Now we've seen this lap has not gone to plan for him, so it won't be an improvement for Aston. Behind him, the next cart will be Jonathan Mills, with only 1 cart further behind him, that being Niall Cairns. So as Jonathan Mills is already coasting it through the final corner, I don't think he's going to be improving, and Niall Cairns will be the final cart to watch in this session. But I think it's a fairly safe thing to say that on pole position today will be Ridwan Hamza for FR Racing. Ridwan Hamza looking to do something he is yet to do here in this season. Hamza looking for victory in the number 79 car for FR Racing. He'll start from the pole.
That was definitely a good first lap without slipstream. Seb Mills with slipstream just 42,000 behind him. As the Lewis down a massive 9/10 behind. So that's not ideal for the current championship leader on points. But yeah, it's a good comeback for Ridwan Hamza after missing a lot of races. And Seb Mills not too far behind, so it will probably come down to those two battling out at front. But it's NASCAR GT, the slipstream is on strong, so don't count anyone out. And anyone can still win this race, I believe. And who is on the back? Who's that? Oh, that's Adam Richardson. He's gone out again, so he gets to finish his outlap.
Now the session ends there. He does not get to finish his outlap. As now we wait for the race start, we'll get that all ready to go. It's time to go racing here around Watkins Glen. As you said very well, that Seb Mills and Ridwan Hamza look like the top two here today that are going to battle for victory. Seb Mills, he's got a lot more on the line. He's currently below the cut-off line. A win would lock him in. But on the other end of it, Ridwan Hamza, nothing to lose, wants to win. He'll be going for it out front. So it's going to be an exciting battle. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this one goes. Ridwan Hamza on the pole position, looking to get his first win in NASCAR GT, I believe.
Do we still have a formation lap?
Yes, we will, yeah.
Oh, I still don't know why, but okay.
Because we can't have a rolling start that's double wide in this game.
Yeah, true.
And standing starts in NASCAR don't go well. Although, to be fair, the reason why we got rid of standing starts was more to do with the fact that imbalance in performance between the cars at the time, but we don't use those cars anymore, so... Anyway, we probably could go back to that, but for now it's a rolling start for the field.
That's my question. Why is Ridwan Hamza backing off? He's now cruising in 5th place. Are they racing?
What are they doing?
I think they are racing,
like they're racing.
Jackson. I think they are racing. They are racing.
Should we let them know what the rules have been all season?
Yes, I think you should.
That's got you to remind them the rules.
Oh, that happened. Oh well.
They've done it. If this is the first time this season, I'd go, okay, fair enough, easy mistake. But we did this, I think, like 3 or 4 races ago, back at Daytona Road Course. We had this and we had a full formation lap. So yeah, that's a confusing one. But yeah,
well,
you know,
a quicker formation lap, I guess.
I suppose so, yeah. As we see Ridwan, he's got a bit of lag there, has Ridwan, and Aston Lewis behind him also with a little tiny bit of lag. So, I mean, as those two bump drafts, it's going to be crazy. Exactly, yeah.
Oh, Scott Sandover is going rallying. He's in the wrong Next Gen Competition League.
Indeed, he is. So, Ridwan's got a little bit wide down.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I mean, he's
and then almost
he's wide off the road. And is he go? I don't know what he's going to do.
He's not taking his position back, is he?
I'm sure he might not be able to at that part of the track.
He is.
I imagine he's going to try to, yeah. So we'll let them know that we are green this time. Given the slightly crazy formation lap, I'm going to allow him to retake pole on the basis that he had to retake it already on this lap because everyone else raced. So it seems a fair thing to do.
Why is Jono so white? He's a white boy. Okay, here we go then. We're rounding the final corner on the formation lap for the FunnyF1 Racing 125. It's Ridwan Hamza on pole, it's Seb Mills on the inside, and we're apparently already gone. Aston Lewis with an amazing start then. I don't know what's going on. Oh well, Aston Lewis now leads from Ridwan Hamza, as Adam Richardson looks to be going around the outside of the Australian, as Seb Mills has fallen back to P5. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird start, but we're definitely racing as we already were on the formation lap. But Aston Lewis is now back up into the lead where he's been a lot of times this season. It's Adam Richardson 1-2, and it doesn't matter whatever happens, it will always be a Phoenix Motorsport 1-2.
Certainly appears that way now, but I think there'll definitely be an investigation into that start from Aston Lewis, because he not only did he beat the leader to the line, he beat the leader to the line and had to pull himself out of line to do it. So it's not even like, it doesn't really make any sense how he could find himself ahead of the leader before the start-finish line when he was behind the leader on the start. For those that don't know, you have to stay in line for the starts and restarts. Whereas John's nearly had a bit of an off in the background. but you have to stay in line with the car ahead of you unless they have a major issue. So them having just a bit of a bad restart or start, that doesn't count as a major issue. You still have to stay in line. Only if they spin or clearly aren't accelerating at all, only then can you pass them. So I'm sure there'll be questions asked about that start there for Aston Lewis. I have to assume there may have been some internet connectivity issues involved, as we said on the formation lap, that both the drivers, Aston and Ridwan, having internet issues today, causing a bit of problems for them. As all that's a big moment. Ramsey diving down the inside of Adam Richardson, knocking him down to 4th, could be out to be 5th as Scott Sandover looks to the inside of the penultimate corner. That's a brave place to make an overtake. Adam Richardson, though, looks like he's going to hold it around the inside. Seb Mills gets involved.
And
Jonathan Mills goes down the inside.
Seb Mills in the wall. So well, Seb Mills has gone from 2nd to 7th in 1 lap. What a lap from him. Oh well, I mean, technically the leaders didn't accelerate, so in that case he could have backed out of line, but yeah, he shouldn't have done that. Either way, Ridwan Hamza and Aston Lewis now lead the way from now Karin up to 3rd, with Adam Richardson back up to 4th now, as we have quite some big gaps starting to form. As we see Adam Richardson around the outside of now Karin, he's already done it. Well, that was that looked easier than it probably was. Over the grass into the podium position. Can he now hunt down Ridwan Hamza and his teammate? We've had a spinner at the back of the field. It's Jonathan Mills, who has somehow managed to spin halfway down the straight. I'm as disappointed as I missed that one. I would have loved to have seen how that happened. That's our first spinner. So that was a curious incident there for Jonathan Mills, who now finds himself down in 7th. Yep, not too amazing. He's 16 seconds behind the pack now. That's a lot. That's about 5 point something times the caution counter limit. As we see now Ridwan Hamza on the outside of Aston Lewis, as he now tries to make a move around the outside. Will he try and cut him back? I don't think that will. Oh, and there goes Ridwan Hamza back to P4 with some connection issues or Fanatec issues, whatever you like. So it's back to a Phoenix Motorsport 1-2, and now Karin up to 3rd with Ridwan Hamza dropping down to 4th. Scott Sandover now not too far behind him, also not too close, and Seb Mills isn't really making progress from last place. Yeah, I know what Seb Mills would have wanted after that issue. Sort of just watching the field at the moment, but hopefully with some slipstream we can get back involved here. See Ridwan Hamza going to the inside of Niall Karin towards turn 1. He's got the inside line in the braking zone. Brakes as late as Niall, but actually with the inside line there, the banking suits the outside line, but he gets a bit better exit, or does he, as Niall Karin storms around the outside, there's contact. Niall Karin brushes the ball, they're still nearly wrecking as they come up the hill there, and now involved is Scott Sandover. He's riding the back of this fight. Ridwan Hamza aggressively makes a move on Niall Karin. Niall Karin now wants to do the same to him as they fly their way towards the bus stop chicane. Niall Karin behind Ridwan Hamza. Scott Sandover's going to try and get involved here. He's down the inside of Karin as they go into the bus stop chicane. Karin around the outside holds him off. The 23 car still behind the 7, but the 7's all over the road, just trying to maintain that track position. But Scott Sandover just can't find his way past. Niall Karin, but a bump. Wide. There's a bit of contact between the teammates. Seb Mills will also be looking to go down the inside of Niall Karin, who almost runs onto the grass. There was a bit of bump drafting going on in the corner by teammates, and unfortunately they're my teammates, so that's not amazing to be honest. But it's Scott Sandover now up to 4th, looking to make his way in towards to the final 4 on points, as he has to defend from a upcoming Seb Mills. Ridwan Hamza is now magically back in P5. That was such a great move from both Scott Sandover and Seb Mills. Definitely overtake of the day, as Hamza definitely with a skill issue. No, just kidding. It's still the Fanatec issues, as GT7 is still a shit game. Indeed it is. We see now Seb Mills pressuring the back of Scott Sandover. He wants to get back up into this podium place. We saw in qualifying that Seb Mills and Ridwan Hamza were the 2 top guys in just raw pace. So on the basis that Ridwan Hamza's getting sort of almost balanced of performance, in the sense whereas big contact with the wall there for Ridwan Hamza. I don't know if he balanced off the wall there and that's how he's making this overtake, in which case that's not a legitimate way of making a move, but he's going to try anyways down the inside of Seb Mills in turn 1. We saw contact with Niall Karin when he tried this last time,
pretty much identical so far. They're going to be side by side as they come up the hill. Bit more space given this time, and now they door bang as they go up through the S's. Seb Mills on the left there, Rodden Hamza on the right, trying to get the move done, but now Scott Sandover's under pressure as he's having to block Seb Mills. They head towards the bus stop chicane. Again, it's a freeway fight as we head into this very tricky part of the racetrack. Seb Mills to the inside, but he backs out of it. Scott Sandover so on the brakes, that's surely not a mistake.
Oh, that's not
He's
on the track.
way off the road, and that's going to have to mean he concedes the position there.
He does.
And he may even lose out to Riddle Hamza too. Hamza on the outside of him as they head into the boot of this race circuit.
They're still side by side here, going into the first, through the first loop of the shoe, I believe they call it here. As they go towards the toe, then it is, and then the heel. I believe it's what they call it, but don't quote me on that.
I believe it is. I think you're right in saying that.
Yeah. Look at me, I have some knowledge about American racetracks. You thought you'd never see the day. Anyway, Ridwan Hamza is still fending off from Scott Sandover as Scott Sandover is going way too late on the brakes. Maybe a bit deep. Looks like it.
Just a bit.
He's just a bit, just a little bit. It only cost him 1.1 seconds. But yeah, that's way too late on the brakes, and that's not how you make a move on Ridwan Hamza. Obviously not the guy you will catch napping, as Jonathan Mills is now just making his way into the shoe. He lost a lot of time. Seb Mills flashing his hazard lights, probably wants to work together with Ridwan Hamza to try and get Adam Richardson. Obviously, when you can get an outsider of the playoffs on your side to get yourself higher up in the playoffs, that will also always be amazing. Then we go on towards the white flag in this stage. Already actually. It's only 6 laps. Ridwan Hamza once again in the wall, but it doesn't look like he's really losing speed from it. Probably just internet connectivity, as Aston Lewis is still marching away from Adam Richardson, who is now 1.4 seconds off the back of his teammate. And here comes Ridwan Hamza towards the bus stop chicane. Seb Mills fends him off. Seb Mills up into 3rd place, even though he already was. Good comeback from the young Brit. As Scott Sandover is still behind this group after that late braking mistake. 1.7 seconds now from Ridwan Hamza. So it's not the best of days for Scott Sandover, but hey, John Mills has an even worse day as he's now 50 seconds off the back of Nascar.
Not been a good race here, or stage for Jonathan Mills. That spin and then just dropping back throughout it has not helped him, but now we see a battle here forming for 2nd place in the stage. Looks like Aston Lewis may have dropped back to try and help his teammate hold on to 2nd in this one, but around the outside goes Seb Mills. Can he pull this move off? It's really tricky to go around the outside there. The banking, unlike in other parts of the track, does not go with you. But now up into this tricky left-hander. Will Seb go for the move? No, he's going to stick it in behind. The Phoenix Motorsport car ahead of him, try and get a better exit, but he goes a bit too early on the throttle, and that's going to cost him. Despite having a strong lap here, he's now going to have to defend from Ridwan Hamza, and he blocks him to the inside. Ridwan Hamza looking to try and find a way past him. It looks like Richardson is safe in 2nd, but there's a battle for 3rd. But Hamza goes a little bit wide. It's going to be side by side for 3rd. But across the line comes Aston Lewis to win stage 1 for Phoenix Motorsports in a 1-2. And Ridwan Hamza, just at the line by 14 thousandths of a second, gets 3rd place over Seb Mills, and Scott Sandover gets a crucial point in his final 4 hopes.
Definitely not the best race for Scott Sandover, and a very close battle between Ridwan Hamza and Seb Mills. 14 thousandths of a second. I don't think Seb Mills will be too happy about that, as he's only 4 points below the cutoff line, and he will probably now... No, he will just about not be above that line. He's now 2 points behind the cutoff line, as John Mills doesn't even get to finish. Okay, that was stage 1. Definitely a hectic one. I don't think that Aston Lewis will keep that stage win. Actually, we'll probably go to Adam Richardson then, and I haven't quite seen where he would end up then. I believe he would end up in P4, I reckon, if he gets 5 seconds.
Probably something like that, yeah.
Oh well, I only got 1 penalty point for fucking up my start. But okay, yeah, there's always a reference to that start on that fateful 27th of December 2021. It's weird that
How'd you know the date?
I don't know, it just stuck with me.
It's over a year ago as well, that's the more concerning thing.
Yeah, yeah, the most concerning thing is that I haven't won a Nascar GT race for over a year.
Oh god, yeah. Wow, you need to get
Well,
back in
to
the
be honest,
driving
I
seat,
haven't
Ricky.
done much racing.
That's no excuse.
Okay, yeah.
You should. I expect you to win.
I mean,
Now we get
I'm
ready.
quite good with dates. I know that I made my debut in MRO on the 19th of April. Got my first Tier 1 drive on the 29th of April, I believe it was. So yeah, I'm good
Would
with
like
dates.
some bad news.
The lobby has crashed.
I believe it has, so I'm gonna have to quickly restart the lobby.
Oh, okay, my game hasn't frozen yet.
Yeah. Luckily, this is why I prepare the settings before the race comes along, so that we're ready for the eventuality.
Have you saved them? Why don't you just save them as Nascar Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3?
I have. That's what I'm suggesting I've done.
Yeah, good job. Proud of you.
Yay.
Yay.
Good. I'm proud of you. I don't know why, but I am.
Whoa, what are you proud of me for? Don't I remember the date of my NASCAR GT win?
That is what I'm proud of you for, yes.
Nice. I won that race by 0.480 of a second.
That again, concerning me now.
Oh, yeah, I am concerning.
I'll just quickly let the drivers know we're having a new lobby. Info chat. New lobby. That's not how you spell lobby. New lobby, there we go. So that gives the drivers a little heads up, so we've got a little bit of a problem here.
Well, you know what date I also know?
I'm curious to hear it. Which one is that you... Oh, that's good English, Jackson. Which other date do you know?
1st of August 2022. A certain someone ran out of fuel.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Listen, it's tradition for me to run out of fuel at Le Mans. Okay, it's just tradition.
You've done that twice, by the way. Also in Season 6 you also ran out of fuel at Le Mans.
I started and ended my MRL Le Mans career by running out of fuel. Ah, good fun. I should go check out Motion Racing League. I think they sponsored a race this season. If they haven't, they should.
I haven't.
So Ricky, get on that.
They should, Morgan.
But yeah, so go check that as well. Very good. GT7 Endurance Racing League, lots of fun there as well. We can find Ricky and I, but as drivers, not commentators. So
yeah,
the good news is that's our voices.
It doesn't get commentated on because we have 16 drivers in 16 places. Even though commentating live is way better than commentating afterwards.
It is. It's very true. There's a real difference between the two. You wouldn't think it, but there is.
Yeah, it's not as fun. You already know what is going to happen, and then you have to like
pretend to be surprised.
Yeah, you have to pretend like, oh my god, what a move did we just see? Even though I've already seen it twice because I had to prepare this script.
Yeah, I have also experienced that. I used to do a YouTube series in which that was something I do, but I'll refrain from referencing it because I reference it too often anyway. And also it's dead now, so it doesn't matter. We're just waiting now for a couple more drivers to get in.
You want to know some more good news?
Are you going to join the lobby? Is that the good news?
I'm stuck on a black screen.
Oh, that's good news. So those watching the stream, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Well, you do have to go somewhere. Go back onto the account page. Just keep refreshing it, and hopefully in a few moments' time, Ricky will.
And you've been cut off mid-sentence. Good job.